My daughter hasn't come out of her room since yesterday afternoon, when I told her I sold the piano she's been playing since she was 6, and my ex-husband just left my house 20 minutes ago after telling me I've destroyed the one thing that made her feel connected to his mother. The piano was a gift from my ex-husband's mother before she died. She was a music teacher, taught piano for 40 years, and when our daughter Emma started showing interest in music, she was overjoyed. She gave us her own piano, a beautiful upright that she'd had since the 70s. Emma was 8 when her grandmother died, and she took it hard. For years, the piano was everything to Emma. She practiced every day, took lessons, played in recitals. My ex-husband and I would sit and listen to her practice, and it felt like his mother was still with us somehow. Even after we divorced 3 years ago, the piano stayed with me because Emma lives with me full-time. About a year ago, Emma stopped playing. Just stopped completely. She started high school, got involved in other things, made new friends. The piano sat untouched in our living room, collecting dust. I asked her a few times if she was going to play, and she'd shrug and say, maybe later. 6 months went by, then a year. The piano took up a huge amount of space in our small living room. Every time I looked at it, I felt frustrated. We needed the room, and Emma clearly wasn't interested anymore. Last month, I brought it up to her directly. I said I was thinking about selling the piano since she wasn't using it. She said, okay, whatever. I asked if she was sure, and she said yeah, she didn't care. I listed it online. A woman contacted me within days, said she'd been looking for exactly this kind of piano for her daughter, who was just starting lessons. She offered me $1,200. I accepted. The woman came yesterday with movers. They wrapped the piano carefully and loaded it into their truck. Emma was at school when they came. I thought that was better, that it would be easier if she didn't have to watch. When Emma got home, she walked into the living room and froze. She asked where the piano was. I said I'd sold it like I told her I was going to. She said she didn't think I was serious. I said I'd asked her directly if she was okay with it, and she'd said yes. She started crying. Not the kind of crying you can control, but the kind that comes from somewhere deep. She said that was Grandma's piano, and I had no right to sell it. I said it's been sitting unused for a year, and she'd told me she didn't care. She said she did care, she just didn't know how to say it. She said she'd stopped playing because it made her too sad to think about her grandmother, but that didn't mean she wanted it gone. She said sometimes she'd sit on the bench late at night when I was asleep and just touch the keys without playing them. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. I asked why she'd never told me that. She said she didn't think she had to, that I should have known. My ex-husband showed up this morning after Emma called him. He came into my house and I could see how angry he was. He said I'd sold his mother's piano without even talking to him about it. I said it was in my house and Emma lives with me, so it was my decision. He said it wasn't just furniture. It was the last piece of his mother Emma had. I said Emma told me she didn't care when I asked. He said she's 15 and she doesn't always know how to articulate her feelings, and I should have known better. Here's what I didn't know until he told me. Emma has been having anxiety attacks at school. Started about 6 months ago. My ex-husband found out because the school called him when she had one during class. He said the school counselor told him Emma talks about feeling disconnected from family, from the things that used to matter to her. He said if I'd bothered to pay attention, I'd have seen she was struggling. I said that's not fair. I've been trying my best as a single parent. He said my best wasn't good enough if I couldn't see my own daughter falling apart. Am I the asshole?